So how do you know when your dog is ready to move on to the next skill? Do you ever wonder, if you've been working on something for a while, do you have the question of, hey, is it time to move on yet, or do I need to stay where I'm at? Welcome to Cornerstone Gundog Academy, where you can learn to train your retriever with our online videos. So that's a great question that we're going to cover today. And really, this topic here of being sure when to move on is probably one of the things that can, if you're unsure of it, can cause the most frustration, because you want your dog to be successful and you want to move forward at the right pace because you're putting a lot of work into your dog and you want it to pan out nicely. And I'm going to share with you a great tip that's going to help you be 100% sure that you've done enough repetition with your dog and that you've got it to where it's ready to move on. That way, you don't move forward too quickly and then end up having to backtrack later. So here's the rule of thumb. It's really simple and it works great. So all you have to do is tons of repetition. Now take your dog and train it. And when you feel like your dog's got the skill, here's the kicker. When you feel 100% confident that your dog understands what you're asking it to do and it can do it well, and you're thinking, okay, my dog can do this anywhere, I want you to take it 10 times further. I want you to keep repeating it over and over and over and taking your dog to new places and keep training them on that skill. I'm going to tell you, the dog needs a lot more repetition than you probably think. It can be looking good in the backyard, or it can be looking good at your training grounds or wherever you train your dog at. But you can take it somewhere else and then it can end up falling apart. I've seen it happen where you've been working with a dog, and then everything's looking good. Then out in the hunting field, it's like it falls apart. And we don't want that to happen, and it doesn't have to happen. All you have to do is tons of repetition, take it 10 times further. Here's the way I like to look at it. You want your dog to basically dream about what you've been training them in their sleep, and you want it to become as natural as simply eating or sleeping, that natural to them. If you do that and you do that much repetition, you can be sure that your dog understands and is ready to move on to the next skill. And you can be sure that you can move on to the next skill without being worried that you haven't done enough repetition. Now, with that said, I do have a little extra bonus tip that I want to add in here, and it's really, really important. Don't be afraid to move on. You can go ahead and take a step forward, and if things don't go quite as well, for example, if you move to a new place, like a new location and train your dog and it doesn't go quite as well, take a small step back. And if it still doesn't get better, go back to the old location and keep doing more repetition. One thing's for sure, keep moving forward in the training and then take your time as you give lots of reps. It's really gonna help your dog, and it's gonna help you make sure that your dog is fully trained and ready for whatever comes its way.